What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'm doing race picks for the 2023 All-Star Race. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This weekend, the NASCAR Cup Series is hosting the All-Star Race at North Wilkesboro. This will be the first time that the NASCAR Cup Series has raced at North Wilkesboro since, I believe, late September of 1996. So it's been a very long time, 27 years, since the NASCAR Cup Series has been at North Wilkesboro. Should be really, really fun and really, really exciting. Obviously, this will be the first time for any of these drivers in the NASCAR Cup Series field to race in North Wilkesboro. None of the drivers have ever raced at North Wilkesboro, at least in the Cup Series side of things. Before we go ahead and jump into the All-Star format and everything around there, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. So weather for this weekend is looking pretty good. It's going to be 78 degrees as a high, with 53 degrees as a low, right, only 20% chance of rain with partly cloudy skies. Granted, over the next couple of days, the weather can change, but I'm not expecting the weather to change too much as we get later into the week. Obviously, with the All-Star format, there's going to be a little bit of difference. There's obviously going to be an All-Star Open. The top two from that are going to transfer into the main, and then obviously you're going to have the fan vote. That's going to be 100 laps, while the All-Star race, the main event, is going to be 200 laps. You're going to have the heat races on Saturday late in the day, but after, I believe, the truck race ends up taking place. Qualifying is going to take place on Friday, and you're going to have the Pit Crew Challenge, which is going to be $100,000 up for grabs for the winner of that. And I believe that person might end up winning the pole for the race overall. But anyways, it's time to get in the pits. Let's start off with the All-Star Open. Who are the drivers who I think are going to transfer to the All-Star Open? Well, the first driver I think is going to transfer to the All-Star Open is a driver's driving a 48 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Josh Berry. Now, what's interesting is the 48 car has already won this year, and that was with Alex Bowman at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. But because of the fact that Josh Berry did not drive that car or hasn't driven a full season, he has to race his way in. I think with how fast Hendrick Motorsports has been and how good Josh Berry was at Richmond, I think that Josh Berry is going to be able to transfer in to the main event. He's going to be the first guy I think that transfers. The second driver I think is going to transfer to the main event is a driver of the 54 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, and that is Ty Gibbs. I think Ty Gibbs is going to make it in. Ty Gibbs had a lot of great pace and a lot of speed this year and has been really impressive as a rookie in the NASCAR Cup Series. Granted, the last couple weeks have not gone as good, but I think Ty Gibbs is going to be able to make it. He was really strong some of the shorter ovals last year in the Cup Series as well, and I think that Joe Gibbs Racing is going to make sure that Ty Gibbs makes it in the main event. He's the second to last driver who transfers into the event. So now, let's get in the fan vote. Who is the person who I think is going to make it in based off the fan vote? The driver who I think is going to make it in based off the fan vote is the driver of the 42 car for Legacy Motor Club, Noah Gragson. Noah Gragson has a lot of younger fans and a lot of fans who've already voted for him. He's not expecting to make it in based off his speed, and Noah Gragson has been really pushing to get into the van vote. So I think Noah Gragson is going to be the last person to transfer in. I think Noah will have a decent run, but I think Noah Gragson is going to rely on getting that fan vote to make it into the finals. So I think Noah Gragson will make it in to the main event. So now let's go ahead and jump onto the overall picks for the All-Star race. Let's start off with the suck picks. Who are my suck picks for this weekend's All-Star race? So my first suck pick for the All-Star race is going to be the driver of the number 14 car for Stewart-Haas Racing, Chase Briscoe. Chase Briscoe the last 3 or 4 weeks, before he had a lot of good races, but the last 3 or 4 weeks, he has not fired off and has not had a lot of good fire-off speed over the last few weeks. So I think, sadly, Chase Briscoe is going to struggle this weekend in that 14 car. SHR has some decent pace still at Marshall, so that could definitely help him out. But unfortunately, I just think this time around, we're going to see Chase Briscoe struggle. I think he's going to have a bad run, and I think SHR will struggle overall this weekend for the 14 team. They just have had no fire speed. They're going to struggle this weekend at North Wilkesboro. My second suck pick for this weekend is a driver of the 43 car for Legacy Motor Club, Erik Jones. Erik Jones has been hit or miss in 2023 and has had a down year compared to 2022. And their short track speed this year on the shorter ovals, they have struggled this season. So I sadly believe that Erik Jones is not going to have a good run this weekend. I think the 43 car, which has a really awesome looking car, by the way, the SCP colors are there. I sadly think, though, that Erik Jones is not going to have a good run, and I think Legacy Motor Club is going to have an unfortunately struggling run this weekend at North Wilkesboro. And now we're going ahead and jump on to the underdog picks for this weekend at North Wilkesboro. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick is a driver who's been running really, really good, especially over the last couple weeks, and has only had one finish outside the top 12 in the last 6 races. I'm talking about Bubba Wallace. Like I said, Bubba Wallace is having one of the best stretches of his NASCAR Cup Series career. Even though he's not won a race yet, he has been really close to winning. And I think Bubba Wallace, especially with that experience in the truck race at North Wilkesboro, which is really going to help him out this weekend, I believe, I think that's going to play a role helping Bubba Wallace out. It would not even shock me or surprise me if he wins this weekend, but I think Bubba Wallace is going to have a really strong run in that number 23 car this weekend at North Wilkesboro. My second underdog pick for this weekend in North Wilkesboro is the driver of the 6 car for RFK Racing, Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski from 2023 to 2023 has been 2022 to 2023 has pretty much been night to day on pace and speed. And Brad Keselowski's been consistently a top 10 and top 5 driver outside of the Busch Light Clash. But I think that Brad Keselowski is going to be really, really strong, really, really fast, and is going to have some really strong speed this weekend. So I think Brad Keselowski is going to be a contender. I think he's going to be a threat, and I think he's going to have a really good opportunity and a shot to contend for the victory. But he's my second underdog pick. I think he's got a really good chance to run really good this weekend at North Wilkesboro. And now we're going ahead and jump on to the winner's pick for this weekend at North Wilkesboro. Who is my winner's pick? My winner's pick is a driver who's running a special scheme this weekend. He's bringing back the number 29 car one final time and is bringing back a classic look and might be the best throwback paint scheme, and it wasn't even at Darlington Raceway. My winner's pick is going to be Kevin Harvick. I think Kevin Harvick is finally going to go to victory lane, and while it's not a points paying race, I want to see that 29 car in victory lane. And I think that Kevin Harvick has generally been really, really good. And you look at tracks like Phoenix, where Kevin Harvick had the best car at Phoenix. I think that's going to really help him out in major ways. And I think Kevin Harvick is going to be really strong, really, really quick. And I think Truex Racing will give him a very strong piece. And I think he's going to finally win in 2023 with the victory in the All-Star race. So now we're going to go ahead and jump on the drivers you need to watch out for this weekend at North Wilkesboro. Who are the drivers you should watch out for? The first driver you should watch out for is the driver of the 5 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson, on a consistent week-by-week basis, has probably been the fastest car and probably should have 4 or 5 wins already, and maybe even more so far in the 2023 season. But you know that Kyle Larson is going to be a contender, and I think he's going to lead a lot of laps. And with this track being kind of similar to Martinsville and Richmond, which obviously were 2 tracks Kyle Larson won at this season, I think that's going to play a massive role and massive factor in really helping Kyle Larson out this weekend. I think he's going to be a threat, and I think he's going to have a really good chance and a shot to get the victory this weekend at North Wilkesboro. The second driver you should watch out for this weekend in North Wilkesboro is a driver of the 1 car for Trackhouse Racing, Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain has also been really strong in the 2023 season. While not winning race and getting to a lot of tempers, Ross Chastain is always up front and is really, really fast. The big question is going to be if Ross Chastain, is he going to tone that aggression down? Because if he can tone the aggression down just a little bit, he might be able to win the All-Star race. He really wants to win in 2023. Trackhouse really wants to get the victory. I think Ross Chastain has a really good chance and a shot to get the victory this weekend. The third driver you should watch out for this weekend at North Wilkesboro is a driver of the 24 car for Hendrick Motorsports, William Byron. William Byron's already scored 3 wins in the 2023 season, is coming off of winning last weekend at Darlington Raceway. I expect William Byron to be fast once again. He's been consistently up front on a week-by-week basis and won at Phoenix, which is kind of similar in some ways to North Wilkesboro. So I think that William Byron is going to be really, really fast. I think he's going to be a major, major contender, and I believe that Hendrick Motorsports will give him a very strong piece this weekend. I think he's going to be a pretty big contender. The fourth driver you should watch out for this weekend at North Wilkesboro is the driver of the 9 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott is coming off finishing in the top 5 at Darlington Raceway, and Chase Elliott really ran really well at Martinsville, finishing in the top 10 there. Chase Elliott also has some experience in North Wilkesboro, winning here in 2010 at the age of 14 years old. I think that experience in North Wilkesboro is really going to come into play. Plus, he's racing some late models this week. In fact, tonight he's going to be racing late model racing, which should help him out overall. I think he's going to be fast. I think he's going to be quick and will be a contender for the victory this weekend at North Wilkesboro. And the fifth and final driver you should watch out for this weekend in North Wilkesboro is a driver of the 19 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Martin Truex Jr. I haven't really picked Martin Truex Jr. too much so far in 2023, but over the last few weeks, Martin Truex Jr. has been consistently really, really fast, really strong, and really, really quick, and already has a win at Dover. I think Truex Jr. has a lot of good momentum going on right now. Yes, he made a lot of mistakes at Darlington, but he dominated the early portions of the Cup Series race at Darlington. So I think that's really going to help him out, play a major role in giving Truex Jr. potentially a very strong run this weekend. And I think Truex Jr. has a really good chance to get the victory this weekend. So, those are my race picks for the All-Star race. Just a reminder, the drivers I think are going to make it from the Open are Josh Berry, Ty Gibbs, Noah Gragson. My suck picks for the race are Chase Briscoe, Eric Jones. My underdog picks are Bubba Wallace and Brad Keselowski. My winner's pick is Kevin Harvick. And the ones to watch are Kyle Larson, Ross Chastain, William Byron, Chase Elliott, and Truex Jr. Those are my race picks. So, that is going to be it for the Race 6 video for the 2023 All-Star Race. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel. Notifications on if I win a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Link description below for that, and comment your thoughts below and your picks below for this weekend at North Wilkesboro. Let me know drivers think you're going to transfer from the All-Star Open into the main event, and let me know your suck picks, your underdog picks, your winner's pick, and let me know drivers you're watching out for this weekend. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, there should be a NASCAR news video up on the channel discussing news over the last couple of days, so there hasn't been much news over the last couple of days. Then on Saturday, we have the Truck Series race picks video, Truck Series race review, along maybe another video on the channel later in the day. Then on Sunday, there could be a special video dropping on the channel where we might just do a race review of the All-Star Open. And then, of course, Sunday night will be the All-Star race review. Should be really fun and really exciting. And we got a lot of content on the way, including the top 100 greatest NASCAR drivers. That should be really fun to watch. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.